Hello, everybody. Amanda Davis here, and I'm here to make a difference by teaching what I know and sharing with you what I know. And I am also here today to share with you how I came to be a teacher, just to have a little bit of a background story here on this account for my teaching. Teaching my account for teachers for Teacher Alcove. Anyway, so how I came to be a teacher. When I was in about second grade, I started saying that I wanted to be a teacher. And then I just kind of kept saying all the time when people would ask me, what do you want to be when you want to grow up? I always said teacher, 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 teacher. And my parents always said, are you sure about that? And tried to talk me out of it and doing other things. And then it just kind of got to a point where I really didn't know what I would do. And so I decided when I was a junior in high school that I was going to go ahead and I was definitely going to go to school to be a teacher. And I ultimately decided on elementary education because I knew that I always liked smaller kids. And plus, I saw how students treated the high school teachers and the middle school teachers. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I decided on elementary and smaller children. And so I did end up going to college and I got my master's in early and elementary education. I graduated with that in 2012, and I've been teaching since then. And well, I of course had my summer off, and then I did end up getting a part-time teaching job my first year and a full-time teaching job the second year, with some summer school and tutoring in between. Thank you for the hearts. And so I have been teaching since 2012. And like I said, I do have my master's in early and elementary education. But I was just one of the, as far as how I came to be a teacher, I was just one of those kids that I always said I'm going to be a teacher. And then that's what I ended up doing. So, and I think really the reason that I said that was I liked school. I had good experiences with my elementary school teachers. And even though there was one in particular that sticks out in my mind, and she was a strict teacher, she was not a bad teacher. She was a strict teacher. And so we all kind of didn't really like her very much. But she still had a positive impact on my life in the end. And but the rest of them were all very nice and just good elementary school teachers, good with kids, all that good thing. Um, as far as is it how I expected it to be, I'm going to say yes and no. Because, yes, as far as working with kids and teaching them and things like that, but as far as all of the external things that you have to do and the political things around surrounding it and just everything that you have to deal with as a teacher, no, I didn't expect that, especially not at 18 years old and making the decision to go to school to be a teacher. I think that it's one of those things where people really could give more information to people that are interested in being teachers just so they can make an educated decision. I don't know that there's a lot of information out there to educate like that. And people just kind of make the decision to be a teacher either because they don't know what else to do, or like I said, I mean, I always liked school, so a lot of people I know decided to be teachers because they always liked school and they wanted to teach. And but sometimes, unfortunately, at least in the U.S., the way our education system is, it's not always about just teaching. And if it could be, I think things would be a lot better and different, and there wouldn't be as much of a teacher shortage. In the United States right now, we really do have a teacher shortage, and it's because people are becoming teachers, and then things are happening, and they decide that they don't want to put up with it anymore. And quite frankly, I mean, I can't blame them. Like, I stand by the decision that I've made to be a teacher, and for right now, I want to continue to be a teacher, but at the same time, just some of my experiences, I can't blame the people that have decided to leave the profession. And the statistics say that people leave within their first 5 years, the majority of them. And I know some people that I went to school with and graduated with 5 years ago have already left the profession for one reason or another. Um, so yeah, so I just definitely, teacher burnout is a real thing. Teacher shortage is a real thing, and there definitely does need to be some reform, and hopefully some teachers can get together and get that reform happening. But anyway, this was more just I wanted to talk about how I came to be a teacher. So my story basically just is, like I said, I was just one of those people that I guess you could say was a natural teacher. As far as I always loved school, playing school, teaching, doing things with my friends. As I got older, working with younger children, I started actually helping out at my churches, well, my friends' churches, but it ended up basically being my church too, Bible school, and I started helping with that. Actually, I was probably in about 8th grade when we got to start volunteering as helpers. And It might have been, actually, I think it was 7th grade. The summer between 6th grade and 7th grade. Would teaching be higher standard if the extra workload? I don't even know that it's so much that, as far as just because the professional administrator, a lot of it is things that there's only so much that they can do. Like, as far as like paperwork and stuff like that, the teachers really do need to be doing that, because an administrator is not going to be able to grade a paper that a kid wrote not really knowing what was taught and that kind of thing. But I think that there could be more administrative support in a lot of situations. I think it depends on the situation, but I think there could be a lot more administrative support and backup and that kind of thing in a lot of situations. It's not so much the workload, I think, that gets people to go away. It's the circumstances and things that happen in their classroom and that kind of thing, and how some of that is treated that gets people to go away. And then, I mean, workload for some people, yes. Some people get into teaching, they don't realize how much of a workload it is, and so they decide to leave. But I think, and more often than not, it's to do with that administrative support, and also sometimes too, like family support and stuff like that, because there are some rough situations in this country. So yeah, there is a lot of administrative workload. And I don't know how it is in the UK, but in the US, there definitely is a lot of administrative workload. I just don't know that that's what's turning off the US teachers and having us have a teacher shortage. I think right now it's just a lot to do with how our system is working. And kind of we're in the, I don't know how the UK is, but in the United States, it's all teach to the test. And once the kids pass whatever those tests are, then your school year is done. But thank you so much for joining, and thank you for the comments. I do appreciate it. And also thank you to anybody that is watching the replay and on Twitter and on the web. And I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this up by saying that, like I said, my overall basic how I came to be a teacher just comes back to I was one of those kids that I just always liked school and playing school and always said I'd be a teacher, and then in the end that's what I decided to do, because like I said, I just really didn't know what else to do. So yeah, so anyway, thank you again for watching, and thank you for watching the replay if you're watching the replay, and I will see everybody with my next video. Bye guys, thanks again.